Okay. Show me.
Hi there guys, welcome back to the DJI channel. Thank you very much for tuning in for another video without mid-roll ads. Yay! And in this video I'm going to give you my final thoughts, my final review of this here drone, the iFlight IH2 HD, and this is a DJI Digital drone. 2.5 inch or 2 inch. As you see it here, it's 2 inch propellers with ducts, propeller guards I should say. These are propeller guards, not ducts. And it comes with, again, 2.5 inch propellers. Now most of this review will be about the quadcopter as you see it here, with the propeller guards and the 2 inch propellers. Because if you weren't looking for a quadcopter with propeller guards, I'm not sure why you were looking at this quadcopter. At the end of the video I will be converting this quadcopter to 2.5 inch, so without the prop guards, and we'll see how it performs like that. And let me see, is it completely stock? Yeah, I've replaced the receiver, but you can actually get this quadcopter with a crossfire receiver. Or originally I had this quadcopter with an FR Sky receiver, because it wasn't in stock with a crossfire receiver. But again, I've replaced the receiver and I've added this TPU printed camera mount. And that's it. I've done a tune on this quadcopter. I've done a video about that and I'll link that up there. Very useful, I think, to use a different tune on this quadcopter. Okay, let's get right into it with a flight video. Here we go. Alright, here we go. This is one of my most recent flights and I've done somewhere between 50 and 70 flights with this quadcopter. So more than enough to get a good understanding of its capabilities. And what you see here is one of the things the quadcopter is good at. Cruising along, shooting nice cinematic videos. And the footage you see here is from an Insta360 Go camera. Not the best of cameras, but at least it's stabilized. That's not all that needed for the quadcopter, but it makes the footage more cinematic, I guess. Yeah, the quadcopter itself with a good tune is stable enough for nice footage, even without a stabilized camera. Okay, let me see. So, as you can tell here, the quadcopter zooms along quite nicely. Cruising speed is good. And you can definitely shoot nice cinematic videos with this quadcopter, like you see it here. And let me see. Yeah, there were a couple of people on the field, as you can see here. I'm not sure what they were doing. Some kind of real life role playing, I think. Quite interesting. I didn't want to bother them too much with the buzzing of my quadcopter, but yeah, fun. Some medieval or post-medieval role-playing. Oh well, so again, this is definitely something the quadcopter is good at. Also, I've never noticed anyone was bothered by the quadcopter or intimidated. So that speaks for the quadcopter. Now, I think here is where something... Yeah, here I tried to do a split S. It doesn't look like a split S because the Insta360 Go stabilizes the footage. But you could definitely see that the quadcopter slams into the ground. And not that the quadcopter was damaged in any way. The quadcopter is built well. But that is one of the... Well, the things the quadcopter is not good at. Acro flying or freestyle flying. The quadcopter is quite severely underpowered if you want to do freestyle flying. Again, what you see here, cinematic flying, the quadcopter is good at. And let's actually switch to another video. This here is also something the quadcopter is good at, sightseeing. Simply scouting a location I don't fly at often, and as you'll see there are people here as well. So yeah, it's a safe quadcopter to use in those circumstances. Prop guards, right? You'll never be hurting anyone. And again, nobody ever was intimidated or bothered by the quadcopter, even though it's definitely not a silent quadcopter. But as you can see here, people And I did ask them in advance if they were okay with me flying the drone there, but again, nobody was ever bothered by the quadcopter or intimidated. And again, this is the kind of flying, scouting out an area where, well, you want prop guards because you might otherwise get hung up in branches and such. Okay, as you might have noticed, I started this review with the positives of this quadcopter, and to continue that, I think the quadcopter looks nice. Personal opinion, of course, but yeah, the red propellers definitely look nice and the build quality is good. I've never had any issues with the quadcopter and I have crashed the quadcopter. In fact, I haven't even checked, but I've ran the quadcopter into the ground on paved roads a couple of times, but no damage whatsoever. So again, it's built well and it looks nice in my humble opinion. So and again, it's very much capable of shooting nice cinematic footage. It also never intimidates or bothers people, well, at least if you don't run into people. And that's about it, I think. Yeah, like I mentioned as well, the quadcopter is very much underpowered. I think this entire setup, so the motors and the kV of the motors, was set up or picked for 2.5-inch propellers. And at some point they thought, oh well, prop guards, that'll be a nice combination. And it would. However, this combination is so much underpowered. I am quite an experienced pilot, right? If you are a little bit less experienced, you'll run this quadcopter into the ground very often. Even at the slightest hint of a maneuver, you'll be struggling to keep the quadcopter off of the ground. So, with that said, again, you wouldn't be buying this quadcopter if you were looking for simply a 2.5-inch quadcopter without prop guards, right? So, if this doesn't work, the entire product is kind of a fail. So what I've done, I've actually linked to another quadcopter in the description down below that I would recommend. It's the GapRC Rocket Light, which is a very similar quadcopter, 2-inch propellers, prop guards, Vista, and go check it out. There's a link in the description. However, I know that one does perform. You can do freestyle flying with that quadcopter. So, also because this quadcopter is so underpowered and therefore inefficient, the flight times are also not great. And you definitely want reasonable flight times. But even if I baby the quadcopter, I don't get much further than 4 minutes on a 650 mAh 4S. And I've also tried these 500 mAh graphenes from Hobby King, but well, in essence these are also 650 mAh. And so 4 minutes more or less, that's what I get out of the quadcopter. And even if I only cruise the quadcopter around, and flight time should definitely be longer, even though these are small props. We'll see what happens if we convert the quadcopter. But again, my review is based on the quadcopter as you see it here. And there's not much more to say. I don't want to waste more of your time with blah de blah de blah. I think this is not a great product as you see it here. Again, if the iFlight would simply release this quadcopter as a 2.5-inch quadcopter without the prop guards, it would probably be a nice quadcopter. We'll see that in a couple of minutes, but my guess is that it will perform reasonably. Right, it will be lighter and you'll have more punch and such. The 4-in-1 ESC the quadcopter comes with will be sufficient, 35 amps, right? Should be more than enough. And that's it, that's my verdict. I'd say it's a no on this quadcopter. Go check out that GapRC. Oh, and if you are a fan of iFlight, which is, well, that's fair, why not? I'd say go for the DC2. Have a look at the DC2. Slightly different style of quadcopter, but in the same region of the application, a cinematic quadcopter. Again, if you have to have an iFlight, go check out the DC2, the Dead Cat 2. Okay, so that actually concludes the review of this IH2, HD from iFlight. And as you can tell, I have removed the propeller guards and I have the 2.5-inch propellers on it now. So let's see what it does like this. Again, this is not really part of the review, but let's see if the quadcopter can somewhat redeem itself. Okay, so I'm at a hockey club, you'll see in a minute. But this is not the most interesting place to fly, but all other spots were too crowded. Safety first, right? So let's fly this sucker. Here we go. All right, here we go. Take off for the Space Shuttle Columbia. Oh, now I am actually not expecting to have this be a night and day difference, but the takeoff was much faster and lower in the throttle. Okay, this is a night and day difference. Unexpected. I had actually, well, I had the urge to replace these propellers as well, because these Emax propellers look racy, but not bad. I haven't changed the tune, so you are looking at the DVR, so the recording my goggle makes, and yeah, no sound. That's a bit of a shame always. 1 minute. But catching the quadcopter like this, 100 times better. Yeah, okay, so iFlight, you should simply sell this quadcopter as a 2.5-inch cinematic drone. Looks like it's performing very well like this. I have a fly on my arm, damn it. Okay, let's try. I don't have obstacles to do a split S, but much better. Okay. Well, I'm glad I at least tried this. Yeah, again, this spot isn't all that interesting. There are no real obstacles. But again, this is 100 times better. I am being attacked by flies. God damn it. Sorry for the language. Yeah, now it is freestyle capable. Now it's not the most freestyle capable quadcopter I've ever flown, but a lot better, for freestyle at least, than it was. A lot better. Huh. Pretty nice quadcopter. Like this. Okay, I'm 3 minutes in. And oh, I don't have a voltage reading. What's up with that? I have upgraded the firmware to Betaflight 4.2.2, and I seem to don't have an OSD anymore, or much of an OSD. I'm not sure what's that about, but okay, that doesn't really matter. Very nice. Yeah, I can't see the voltage in the amp draw anymore. Other than that, everything is fine and dandy. I do see an RSI. Weird, this. Oh well. Cool. So there it is. There is my final review of the iFlight IH2 HD. Not a go on, well, the quadcopter as you would get it now, but as a 2.5-inch drone without prop guards. Pretty nice. I'm already at 4 minutes now. and I have not babied it in this flight. I can't see the voltage, but I can't feel battery sag either. So it is also a lot more efficient with these propellers, which makes sense, I know. But it is too inefficient on the 2-inch propellers. Okay, that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you appreciated the honesty here. I did buy this quadcopter with my own money, by the way. But that, well, that doesn't influence my review of it. Again, there will be a link to a Safe Quadcopter down below. Go check it out. See if you'd like that. For now, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next video. Bye bye.